Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. We've got over 1,000 of these available for your listening pleasure. Variety of topics. Welcome. If you're looking for coaching on relationships, business, or any other point, would love to be of assistance to you. We try to add content several times per week of a mental, emotional health, and coaching paradigm. We do that through this audio series, and if there's a topic you'd like to see us cover, would love to connect with you and provide that service. If you are looking for coaching, please feel free to reach out. We have started holiday specials, so feel free to ask about those. In any event, though, this is about mental abuse, but if you're struggling with that or anything else, reach out through the @PO Perception Twitter feed or the About Me section here on YouTube. Either one will get you in contact with me, a member of my team, and we can go from there. So a person who's been through mental and emotional abuse, and I have both dealt with people that have been through this and been through this myself in my own childhood and earlier days of life. And so there's a couple of things you can watch for from these individuals. The first is they believe that everything is their fault. Over apologizing, obsessive apologizing for things that aren't even they're being blamed for, can be all are signs that a person has been through mental and emotional abuse. This is because that individual is used to being in the position of being wrong, used to being in the position of being condemned, and ultimately believes that it's their job in life to apologize for things that may not be their fault, but other people could blame them for, might blame them for, or even would blame them for at some level. That can obviously cause a great deal of disharmony, a great deal of frustration, and all points in between. The next thing, kind of like that, is they don't feel comfortable being vulnerable. Any vulnerability for a victim of mental and emotional abuse will eventually bring up feelings of how are you going to use this against me later, and thereby create a barrier when getting to know them. This may mean that you've known someone for months or even years before they admit to you that they had a difficult childhood or a difficult experience with bullying or other relationships, romantic or platonic, and have been taken advantage of. This is because anything that can be leveraged to be used against them later, they truly believe is going to be ultimately, used against them in that way, and thus the fear of that causes them to guard their emotions, guard their mental state and emotional state in the most sincere but also intense way possible. This may mean that you feel as though you don't really know them well, even though you've had relationships with them for a long period of time, and that can be super frustrating and uncomfortable. Um, the next thing to look at here is the potential for things like um, undue pressure. So this can come forward in self-criticism. It can also be kind of uncomfortable in a interesting way. And so when we begin to understand that, we fear rejection and so therefore we might shut down, but also we pressure ourselves to be perfect so we don't show any weaknesses. This is very common. Perfectionism, self-criticism, internal voices where a person is looking for constant reassurance from people that matter to them, almost to an obsessive point. And therefore, there may be emotional suppression that comes with that. Emotional suppression, of course, is pretending that negative emotions don't exist within a person, pretending that they're fine when they're really not, and it can be extremely difficult to get to know people who've been through this sort of thing because you think that they're being honest or forthright with how they feel, but in reality, the ability to be that level of honest has never been something they're comfortable with, so they're only honest at a point where they don't feel they're going to be taken advantage of, taken for granted, or in any way mistreated. So the level of honesty is turned down. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.